Welcome to the Explainer. So, today we're tackling something literally nobody loves, but hey, almost all of us have to deal with it at some point: navigating the Memphis Municipal Citation System. If you've got a piece of paper tucked under your windshield wiper right now, you are in the exact right place. Frustrated by a parking ticket in Memphis? Yeah, I completely get it. It's one of those unexpected annoyances that can just ruin your whole vibe for the day. But look, today we're going to transform that hassle into a quick click with a comprehensive step-by-step online payment guide. I'm going to act as your digital navigator so you can get this sorted out fast, correctly, and without any added stress.
All right, let's dive into this digital roadmap. We're covering 1. The ticket hassle, 2. Portal access and required info, 3. The step-by-step guide, 4. Common traps and FAQs, 5. Why pay online, and finally, 6. Final reminders.
Section 1. The ticket hassle, stakes, and deadlines.
Okay, so before we actually solve the problem, we really need to understand what happens if we just ignore it. Look, procrastination is totally human nature, right? But with municipal citations, it is a horribly expensive habit. Here is the absolute most important number you've got to remember right now: 15. All parking fines in the city of Memphis are due within 15 days of the date the ticket is issued. If you just let it sit there, you trigger this cascade of escalating financial penalties. The longer you wait, the higher the ticket goes. Memphis police actively run searches on the tags of cars parked at unpaid or expired meters. If you have unpaid fines, your vehicle can be booted, impounded, or towed. And if you think you can just wait them out, a judgment will be issued that's legally enforceable for up to 10 years. And just to heavily underline the importance of getting this resolved quickly, let's look at how other jurisdictions handle missed deadlines. Take San Mateo County in California, for example. If folks there miss a payment or response deadline on a traffic infraction, the court automatically slaps a massive $300 civil assessment charge right on top of the base fine. That $300 charge is often 6 to 8 times greater than the fine itself, and it gets sent straight to civil debt collection, which means wage garnishments, property liens, the whole shebang. It just goes to show that across the country, local governments literally do not play around with ignored citations. You absolutely do not want to invite those kinds of escalating administrative headaches into your financial life. Section 2. Portal access and required info. Getting prepared. Now that we know exactly why we need to act, let's get you ready to actually execute the payment. You're going to want to gather your info before you sit down at the computer so the process is completely seamless. This is your destination. To resolve standard City of Memphis parking citations, you need to navigate to the official City of Memphis e-payments site. That exact address is epayments.memphistn.gov. Always make sure you're on this official .gov domain to ensure you're dealing directly with the city's secure infrastructure. So the crucial point here is making sure you have the exact, properly formatted credentials ready before you even start clicking. The database is very specific. You can search by your ticket number, your last name and date of birth, or your driver's license number. But listen closely to this part. If you're using your driver's license or your vehicle tag number for a parking ticket, the system demands that you begin the entry with your 2-letter state code. For example, if your license plate is 123456 in Tennessee, you must type TN 123456. If you forget the state code, the system won't find your record. No way around it. Section 3. Step-by-step guide, the 5-stage process. All right, you've got your ticket, your license, and your credit card. Let's see how this builds a complete and secure transaction through what's basically a 5-stage electronic settlement process. First up is information retrieval. You enter those credentials we just talked about, and the system queries the city's database. If it finds a match, it displays your citation details. Stage 2 is payment entry. You'll be redirected to a secure third-party vendor where you input your name, address, and credit card info. Stage 3 is verification. The platform is going to summarize the base fine plus any late penalties and fees. You've got to verify these amounts. Stage 4 is authorization. You submit the payment and the portal securely transmits the details. And finally, Stage 5, confirmation. Once authorized, the portal generates a screen with a unique transaction number. Definitely print this or save it as a PDF. This is your formal proof of payment. I always want to be totally transparent about the checkout process, so you aren't blindsided at that final screen. Because the city uses a secure third-party payment provider called Paymentus for traffic citations, there is a non-refundable convenience fee. For credit and debit cards, and this includes Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover, you're going to see a flat fee of $2.95 added to your transaction. Also, just keep in mind that the maximum limit per transaction is $400. Moving right along to Section 4, Common Traps and FAQs. Avoid the pitfalls.
Navigating municipal systems can kind of feel like walking through a maze sometimes. There are a few very specific, highly common jurisdictional traps that trip people up in Memphis. Now, what's really interesting here is the critical distinction between standard tickets and automated camera tickets. See, Memphis partnered with a company called Vera Mobility to install speed cameras at key intersections and school zones. If you get a ticket in the mail from one of these cameras, you actually cannot pay it on the standard Memphis e-payment site we just discussed. Nope, you have to go to a completely different website called violationinfo.com and log in using the unique notice number and PIN provided on the physical mailer. You've got to be super careful here because delinquent camera tickets carry a flat penalty of $45 if unpaid by the due date.
And here is another massive point of administrative confusion. If you think your parking ticket was issued in error and you want to appeal, you might naturally just search Google for Memphis Ticket Dispute. Often this will lead you to the URL memphistn.gov/dispute. But whatever you do, do not use this page. This specific dispute page is exclusively for false home alarms, like if your home security system malfunctions. It has absolutely nothing to do with parking tickets. Submitting a parking appeal there will literally just burn through your precious 15-day window.
Furthermore, not all parking in Memphis is even controlled by the city. If you're a University of Memphis student parked on campus, you have to handle your citations and appeals through the Tiger Park portal inside your My Memphis account. Parked in a private downtown lot, then you're dealing with private enforcement. You'll need to use apps like Park Mobile or Premium Parking to pay or dispute those specific invoices. And hey, if you're ever lost or confused about a city-issued ticket, honestly, the best thing to do is just call the city court clerk's information line directly at 901-636-3450 during normal business hours. Section 5. Why pay online? Benefits and security. So you might be wondering, is entering my credit card into a municipal website really the best way to handle this? The answer is a resounding yes, and here is why. First and foremost, security. If you're at all hesitant about online privacy, you can rest easy. The City of Memphis e-payment site explicitly states that transactions are secured by VeriSign. This ensures the integrity and encrypted protection of any personal or financial data you transmit to the site.
And this next point brilliantly illustrates the sheer convenience factor. If you choose the online e-payments route, you've got 24/7 access from the privacy of your own couch, and you get instant printable confirmation. Contrast that with paying in person. You'd have to drive all the way down to the Traffic Violations Bureau at 201 Poplar Avenue, or one of 5 specific police precincts. You're restricted to standard business hours, usually 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and you might even run into closed doors if you try to visit a precinct between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Paying online just saves you gas, parking, and most importantly, your time.
Section 6. Final reminders. Wrapping up. We've covered a ton of ground today, navigating those strict deadlines, the specific login formats, the different types of tickets, and the online workflows. As we wrap things up, I do need to quickly state the following. The information provided in this explainer is for general informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice. For any specific issues, please contact the City of Memphis Parking Authority directly. The big takeaway here is actionable urgency. Seriously, do not let that ticket sit on your kitchen counter until day 16. The penalties are steep, the late fees are aggressive, and the risk of your car getting booted simply isn't worth it. Take advantage of the digital convenience. Head over to epayments.memphistn.gov right now, punch in your credentials with that 2-letter state code, pay the fine, and get it completely off your mind today. I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. Between the strict 15-day deadline, the completely separate portal for camera tickets, and that confusing false alarm dispute page, which parking trap in Memphis surprised you the most? And more importantly, having seen exactly how the portal works, are you ready to confidently clear your citation today? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.